Well, hi YouTubers. Today is Monday, the 30th of March. We're almost at the end of the month, and I've been summing up what's been going on so I can get back to my reading. And I've got to do that, but just a couple of more notes before I go. One is to say that um, the Minneapolis Star died this week. The Minneapolis Star, my favorite newspaper. They were very good to my mother years ago. Hazel Norman, you guys remember her? She was super lady. And so, of course, I was always a newspaper woman's child. I've always been a paper person. And I feel bad that the Minneapolis Star bit the dirt. Let's have a hit for all those great Minneapolitans who've been holding the fort for so long. I'm not real happy that I'm living to see the end of an era, the newspaper era, but I am real happy to be here today because my days are numbered, and I hate to even say that because once you put a label on it, you know, it makes it so much more positive. I always think of the golden rule, and then I think of somebody that said the other day, he believes in the golden rule. All those who have the gold rule. I thought that was pretty good, but of course that isn't the way I ever thought of it before, but that's true, isn't it? Well, the other thing I want to mention before I get back to my reading is the clicker versus the remote. I think it's so funny. I was watching Larry King on Larry King Live the other day, and he says, "Don't touch that clicker. I want you to watch this," right? And I just thought, clicker, that is so funny how we have gotten to name a noise. And we know what that name a noise means. And I think that is just so funny. And the remote has a strange education too. Hot for words girl, what's your name? No, you can tell I'm not a guy. Remember her name? My husband knows her name. Not Rihanna. She was a good-looking one from Pop TV. Uh, but close to that. Oh, look! Can you see that lizard? Isn't he cute? He's sticking his head out of this flower. Can you see him? His eyes are so cute. Oh, look at all those, oh my God, those cucumbers in bloom. Aren't they pretty? Over here, look at the radishes. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, I love our slideshow. It saves my life every day. It's the most wonderful thing. If you've got a mother, a grandma, a father, a grandpa, an aunt, an uncle, who are for some reason kind of like hanging around the house, stick them in front of their own slideshow. Oh my God. It'll put a smile on their face. It'll even give them a little appetite. They might even try a peanut butter and jelly sandwich after you show them a few of their own slides. Like I can look at every one of these and know exactly where those flowers were. Sometimes they still are. I know exactly where those are in my yard. And there's nothing that feels better. Oh, those guys are like this big. And the first time there was one, the next year was two, the next year was three, the next year was four. And now I think it's gone back to like two again. It's amazing. And that particular orchid blooms twice a year. But that wasn't what I came here to. I came here to talk about the clicker and the remote. What is the right name for the remote guy? What is that guy really called? Somebody will tell us. I know they will, won't they? I hope so, huh? And then there's only a couple more comments I have to make is dying and dopey. I think for the majority of people who are dying who would know, they like to be dying and dopey at the same time. And it doesn't really matter to them whether it's an addiction or not. Just keep me doped up until I'm gone because the pain is so great that there's nothing else to live for but the dope. Keep me dopey. I'm dying. And that's the way an awful lot of people feel. Well, there's a whole bunch of us that are almost to that point and know if we don't get to stay dopey, uh, we're going to die a horrible, screaming hell death. So think about us, you people who think marijuana is funny. Think about all of those of us who don't think it's so funny, but it works. It works better than morphine. It works better than heroin. It works better than oxycontin, because if you run out one day or you get your mix up, nothing happens. You don't have this horrible hangover. You don't have this horrible, horrible gnawing in your stomach. You don't have these, I've been there. Come on. Don't make me go there again. I don't want to give up marijuana and go back to oxycontin. No way. No way. Those morphine, that stuff, those doctor pills are a gateway drug to get you off of that shit. Onto marijuana where you can, oh, just relax and feel human. Now, did I run over my time again already? Not quite. But so, so the alcohol generation really began in 1933 when they lifted prohibition, and that's when my father got started, and so did I. And so I lived in a world of alcoholic agitation, the kind that gets beat upon the family. And so my father beat upon all of us in this alcoholic stupor. And on top of that was an avid cigarette smoker. And so he died in a terrible death because he dropped his match to light his cigarette into his beard and melted his face. That's what alcohol and tobacco does to you. And you make that legal for your kids to get a hold of, but you won't make something illegal legal so we can control it. I mean, if tobacco and alcohol weren't controlled, what would your kids be doing? I mean, it's so stupid, stupid, stupid to keep things illegal when you can control them if they're legal. Where's the sense in this illegal shit? Except to make somebody money, and it isn't me. So there you are, another rant and raven by the old girl Grandma Ann, and I'm here to tell you that I probably never will be done raving, but I do want to get to chapter 2 of my book, Pot Smoking for the Elderly. So let me get on with it. It's a glossary of terms I wrote in probably 2003, 4, or probably even before that, some of them. So I'm anxious to read them again and see what they say. It's been a little while since I've been in it. So I love you all for being good to me. I love you all for being kind. And of those of you who aren't, well, it's your turn to have the nasties. What can I say? So I want you to think healthy, think happy, and think high. And I'll do the same. And watch out for those riots going on across the whole world. They're promoting riots in order to holler at the banks for being so greedy. So stay out of the riot situations and stay in the sidelines and think high.